guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Dehjah Love, and today we're going to be talking about how you can grow your YouTube channel. I want to talk about a few things that I did not know about when I first started my channel, and some things that I feel like you guys could take from me to grow your channel. The most important thing, in my opinion, is being consistent. I know everybody says it, but I can honestly say that is the God's honest truth. Consistency is key. YouTube is like a lottery. So like your videos are like your lottery tickets. If you only post one video a month, you're not putting in enough tickets. So your video is gonna get lost amongst all the millions of videos that's being posted. I would say post about 2 to 3 times out of the week. My goal right now is to post at least twice a week. I'm aiming for 3 times a week. You know, with life and stuff, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. Something that has been added to YouTube recently is shorts. If you don't know what shorts are, I'm pretty sure you do know what shorts are, but shorts are pretty much like little small videos that you can post in between your videos, and shorts are really blowing up. I remember I posted my first short probably about 2 weeks ago. Within like 3 or 4 days, it was up 1,000 views, and like it's still climbing. So I would say, like, you're in between and you don't have a video to upload a short. Also, it's 2022 now, and honestly there is no excuse for you not to have a high quality video. You could use your iPhone, because the iPhone camera is very good. So I'm like, if you don't have a fancy camera, just get your iPhone. The camera on your iPhone is very nice. I have a iPhone 12 and the camera is amazing. I'm gonna go through a few questions. What are the essentials? Starting out, I would say, honestly, you do not need a camera in the beginning. Camera is something that you decide that you want to invest in once you get into it. Some people do start off with the camera. If you have an iPhone, start off with your phone, because you can honestly record, you can edit on your phone, and you can upload straight from your phone. When is the appropriate time to get a camera? Honestly, I would say there really isn't ever an appropriate time to get a camera. It's your personal preference. I received this camera as a gift from my boyfriend. This is actually my second Canon G7X Mark II. My first one got stolen and he ended up buying me another one. So that's a whole nother story to get at. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. Use what you have. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on a camera. Not right now. Do you need a MacBook? No. You do not need a MacBook. When I first started out, I was using my phone, but I was also using my HP laptop. So you don't really need a MacBook. That's my personal preference, and I know other people will say also that it's their personal preference, but you do not need a MacBook. Camera recommendations. Like I said, I have the Canon G7X Mark II. The only thing that I don't like about the Canon G7X Mark II is that it doesn't have anywhere where I can add an external microphone, and something that I've been interested in recently is the external microphone. But I would say to just do your research, because every camera is not for everyone. Just do your research. Honestly, right now the camera that I am interested in is the Sony ZV-1. I've seen so many different people using this camera, and like, I love the quality. I just personally cannot afford it right now. How to edit. Honestly, everybody's editing style is different. I see where a lot of people say that they edit in 3 rounds. They do the rough cuts, add edits, and then like they finalize it. Some days I edit in 3 rounds, some days I don't. It depends on how I'm feeling when it comes to editing. Like, if it's one of those days where I'm just 100% completely motivated to get it recorded, edited, and put out, then yeah, I can sit and like do everything in one sitting. How do you research your topics? I use a software called vidiq. vidiq pretty much gives you like randomized and general topics that you can use for your videos. Also, another thing that I do is subscribe to a couple of different people who have the same niche as me. So it's like their channels are pretty similar to the way that I run my channel, and what I do is I pay attention to what they're posting. If I'm subscribed to 5 of them and 3 out of the 5 upload a specific type of video, I think to myself that, okay, if 3 of them have posted that video must be popular, or it must be trending. So I would just recreate that video with like my own spin on it or something like that. How long does editing take? It depends on the video. It could take a day or it could take 2-3 days. If I'm doing it in a day, I probably could be sitting there for probably about 4 to 5 hours, like on and off, not just in one complete sitting. But if I'm doing it in 3 to 4 rounds, probably about an hour, 30 minutes a day. Where do I get my music from? A lot of my background music, it strictly comes from YouTube. Something that I do is I go on YouTube and I type in non-copyrighted music, and if I like it, I will take the link and I'll go to a YouTube to MP3 website or whatever. So basically I'll go to Google, I'll type in YouTube to MP3, and then like I click on the first website that I find, I put the link in, and I download the sound. What editor do you use? I use Final Cut Pro. I used to use iMovie. I did not really like it. When it comes to doing, like, okay, on my phone, I love using iMovie on my phone. But when it comes to using iMovie on my MacBook, I do not like using it. I love Final Cut Pro. It's really easy to maneuver in my opinion, and like I prefer it over iMovie. As for PC, my favorite editor for PC is Wondershare Filmora. When I did use my PC, that was my go-to editor. I would say I used Wondershare Filmora for probably about a year or two maybe before I ended up getting a MacBook. So yeah, I'm like, if I was to ever go back to PC, Wondershare Filmora would be one that I use. How important are thumbnails? Thumbnails are extremely important because if your thumbnail is trash, people are not going to click on your video. Your video can be like the most bomb video ever, but if your thumbnail is trash, nobody is going to click it. Nobody's going to want to watch it, and people are going to just scroll straight past it. So I would say when it comes to thumbnails, make sure that like the picture is clear. You don't want a blurry picture in your thumbnail. You don't want like, you want it to look nice. You can find videos on YouTube to show you how to, like, you know, edit your thumbnails. It's very easy to find like a quick little video to learn how to edit your thumbnails. And one thing for sure, YouTube will show you how to do YouTube. I'm like, everything that you want to know about YouTube is on YouTube. How to edit your videos, how to edit your thumbnails, how to create your thumbnails, how to find background music. I'm like, whatever it is that you're looking for, you can find it on YouTube. So utilize it. Use YouTube to figure out how to maneuver YouTube. I'm like, it's a lot of free information out there. Just research, do your research, find videos, and I can guarantee that you will get all the information that you need.